Now, if you guys are like me, you have probably used a Camelback or a hydration pack as your primary mode of keeping water on your bike and all of your tools. These things can be pretty heavy. In fact, this particular one, which has my tools, a tube, and a few extra parts in here, and I've only got it filled up with 48 ounces of water, weighs a total of 6.31 pounds. That's a lot of weight to have on your back. So what I wanted to do is show you guys how you can store everything on your bike. That way it gets the weight off of you as the rider and puts it back on your bike. Hopefully this is gonna save us a few pounds. Now let's go ahead and let's jump into this with the very first item. So the very first tool on my list is the chain tool by Granite Designs. This is a really cool chain tool that can be stored either in your handlebars or it can also be stored down by your bottom bracket if you have a hollow crankset. So what this basically is this is just if you need to remove a link from your chain out on the trail, you're gonna have a steel pin, and this steel pin will actually become a handle that you'll put right here. And then it's going to have a rivet screw, and the rivet screw is actually what's going to be removing the link from your chain. Then also down here we have a quick link storage on both sides. So once you remove that damaged link, you can go ahead and use these quick links to get yourself back on the trail. And then down here further is an expansion plug. This is a little rubber plug that expands as you tighten this bolt on the end. That is what's going to hold it onto your handlebars or your bottom bracket. And then at the end you have an end cap. This end cap is going to come in two different sizes. Depending on what type of grips you have is going to determine which type of end cap you're going to use. Now this chain tool does come in at 50 grams, which is pretty light in my opinion for a really nice tool. And this runs about $21. Now let me go ahead and show you guys how to install this tool on your bike. Now that we got the first tool installed, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. And the next one is a tubeless repair kit. These are essential if you're running tubeless. And basically what this is a little kit that contains a little rough piece of steel in here that can rough up any type of hole that you've got in your tire. And then once you've roughed that hole up, on the other end, you've got what they call a fork. And this fork is going to be used to hold the strips, and then you'll put these strips inside the tire where the hole is and then pull it out. And then whenever you do that, that's gonna seal up your tire, and then you'll be able to air it back up and be able to get back on the trail. And just like the chain tool, this can be stored in your bottom bracket or in your handlebars. I'm actually gonna install this in the handlebars as I think it's gonna be nice to have an even weight on both sides. But this only weighs about 35 grams, so it's super light. Not only that, whenever you pick one of these up, you get two different sizes of strips because not all holes or punctures are gonna be the exact same, and you may need a little bit bigger strip or a little bit smaller strip. And just like the chain tool, this does come with an expansion plug and multiple ends. And this tubeless repair kit will only run you about 20 bucks. That's a pretty good deal considering that's the average price for most tubeless kits anyways, and with this one, you can actually store it on your bike. Let's go ahead and let's get this one installed. Now that we got both of those installed on the handlebars, let's go ahead and take a look at our next item. This is the PortalEdge XE, and this is a mount that will actually mount to your bottle bosses, gives you an option to mount your water bottle so you're not taking up that water bottle spot. Plus it gives you a strap where you can carry tubes, CO2 cartridges, and tire levers. Now this comes in at only 50 grams, and that's because of the 6061 aluminum and the CNC design. Now this does have a nice protective foam piece on the back, so you don't have to worry about this scratching up your frame at all. And this has a surprisingly low price for what it does at $22. Now before we install this, let's go ahead and take a look at what I'm going to be installing on this PortalEdge strap. Now I've got three different things that I'm going to be storing on that PortalEdge strap, and that's going to be my CO2 cartridge, my tube, and my tire levers. I opted to go with an extremely light tube because I've found over the years with Tubeless, I almost have never had to use my tube. And regular tubes take up a lot of extra space, and not only that, they're heavy. This super lightweight tube only comes in at 43 grams. That's a fraction of the weight of a regular tube. Now you will pay about $27 for these tubes, but I figure for as little as I've ever used a tube after going tubeless, I might as well spend a little bit of money to save a little bit of weight. And then over here, I've got my Granite Talon tire levers. These are awesome. They only run about $12, and they've got a master link remover, a quick link storage, and they're an extremely strong composite material that will help you remove your tires whenever you get a flat. Now on this side, I do have the CO2 cartridge setup made by Granite Designs. This is their Punk CO2 cartridge. And this comes in right around 25 grams for the parts that come on here, not including the CO2 cartridge. You can get this in small or large. Now I chose to go with the large one because I'm riding a mountain bike and I need that extra CO2 to fill up my tires all the way. This large one will hold a 25 gram CO2 cartridge, and it comes with this nice plastic sleeve, a little plastic ring to prevent you from puncturing the CO2 cartridge too early and allow you to tighten down the top injector. That way this doesn't fall off while you're going down the trail. Now this CO2 cartridge setup, not including the CO2 cartridge, will run you about 20 bucks. Now that we know a little bit more about the Portaledge XC and we know exactly what I'm going to be using on the Portaledge, let's go ahead and let's get this installed. Installed, I've got one more tool that I want to install, and you guys are familiar with this one because I installed one of these on the Marin Rift Zone, and that is the Granite Stash RT system. This is a tool system that you put inside your steer tube. So you're going to remove the star nut from your bike and you're going to put this in its place. This will come with a little sleeve that you'll slide this tool set in, and then it comes with all these different bits. And then inside this little case here, you've got a ratcheting tool, and then also on this end, it acts like a standard screwdriver. This is a really slick tool system that gives you so much versatility whenever you get into a problem out on the trail. This comes in only at 159 grams for the entire system. And not only that, if you want, you can get a Garmin mount for the top of the system and also an AirTag holder for underneath the system. That way, if you lose your bike, you can track it down real easily. Now, this is the most expensive part on this entire setup, and it comes in at $69. Now, let's go ahead and let's get this installed. And if you guys missed me installing this on my Rift Zone, you're gonna be surprised at how easy this actually is to install. There's no threading or anything like that. You just simply remove the star nut, use a 5mm Allen key on the top and a 6mm at the bottom, and you've got it installed. Now that we got this fully installed, let's go ahead and let's go outside and see if the trails are dry enough to ride. And if not, we're gonna just hit up a road ride on this mountain bike and see how it goes. All right, got it all set up, ready to take it out for a ride for the first time with everything on it. This Packless ride is gonna be so nice. Don't have to worry about my camelback at all. Can just jump on this bike and go. And the nice thing is this doesn't look any different than the bike does normally, especially with all the hidden tools and the handlebars and how small and compact this is with that really lightweight tube. I do want to report the fun carbon bars are great. The grips feel really good. And the seat's not too bad. Man, this bike it's coming to life. And this is the perfect trail system for it. Very XC, nothing too technical, just fast, flowy. Good trail for the syncline. And definitely beat the thaw in the freeze thaw cycle. I don't have any mud on my tires, which is awesome. I was a little worried I was gonna have to do some road riding. Hit it just right. Running about 28 degrees out here right now. So far, this Packless setup feels great. Doesn't really feel much different than the bike did before. Maybe just slightly heavier, but not much. It's all in the center of the frame. So now that we've got all these installed, the total weight with all of the water and everything was a little over 4 pounds. But if you look at just the parts that I installed on here, it's right at 0.99 of a pound for every single part that I stored on this bike. The majority of the weight is the water bottles and the water. So if you're like me and you're looking to save a little bit of weight off of your back, you definitely want to check out these tools. And of course, I'm going to put some links down below so you guys can look at these tools online. And if you use those links, they are affiliated and they do help out the channel at no additional cost to you. And of course, I do want to thank the Drop-In Crew Pro members for helping out this channel by becoming a member. If you want to become a member, go over to my members page and join for as little as $1 a month. We'll see you guys in the next one.